Hi, everybody.
Yay!
We are live. Hi, everybody. Um, so yeah, you didn't have to ask me this time. I was like
You were on it.
right on the ball.
Yes. Good for you, Steve.
No,
I
no,
approve.
no more of this. Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Although
Well, like
that'll probably
ne-
be next time.
not next week, mind you, because next week is
Not
spring break.
next.
I will be
That's
out
right.
of town.
We need to let's go ahead and just drop that right now. So
Drop the
everybody, and then
bomb.
we'll
Sorry,
mention it
everybody.
again at the end. We'll mention it again at the end. But yes, we will not be
If you
doing a
remember,
show.
because I'm not good at
We
that.
we will not be doing a show next week because Dana will be out of town. That's spring break, and for some reason that I still don't understand, she is choosing to go voluntarily to the state of Florida and spend
I have
what, like a
family
week.
there who are not like that. They're trying to make a difference and get other people to do the same, like I'm doing here in my state.
Again, Dana has chosen for reasons that I find utterly baffling
Because I
to
got
not
hired.
only to not only
We
to
live in
not
a
only
capitalist society,
you
and
don't
I have to like pay bills with
to
money.
not you don't you're responding to something I'm not going to say. You have incorrectly anticipated what I was going to say.
Fine,
Although I
Steve,
understand
say
how
your
you,
thing.
I understand how you got there. Dana is choosing to voluntarily go to the state of Florida and to visit family.
Okay, Steve, I understand that you don't know
These are
what
like
it's like.
these are like cousins of yours and stuff.
Mostly cousins, some aunts and uncles.
Yeah, yeah. I do not relate to that impulse at all.
I understand that, but I realize that you don't understand what it's like to actually not just get along with your family, but actually like them.
I
However,
like
you could
my
simply accept it.
I like my immediate family. Those of
Mm-hmm.
them that are still alive.
Mm-hmm. Well, you also like the ones, several of them that aren't.
Well, I like the dead ones too. My grandparents. But yeah, but y'all, but once we get like to the next most outer ring, it's like no, I'm good. Like
So,
if you're not at this point, given everybody else, given all the people who are no longer with us, actually it's really only two. It was Pap and Granny, my dad's parents. Now that they're no longer with us, it's like, you know what? If you're in my family and you're not my dad or my brother, I really don't care. Like, no. I mean, I don't wish you any harm. Have a nice life, but I'm not going to be around. you know.
like, I like spending time with them. They're interesting people. They're cool. We we commiserate together on a
Well,
lot of things, and
yeah.
it's nice to have that sense of somebody who gets it, who's in it with you, and
Well,
who you've known for a long time.
I'm glad you enjoy spending time with them, and I'm glad you're going to get to see them next week. So
Um, so yeah. Mr. I Love the Ants, if you want to go ahead and do that, that would be great. I am glad that you like this.
she loves comments.
I do, I really do. Even if it's, even if it's, something um you know, I mean, not that it's a big deal either way, but I haven't gotten the first comments yet. I don't know that anybody's posted that on any of my videos. Maybe they haven't. I just haven't noticed. Maybe I'll notice once I start. Once I continue putting them back up.
Yeah, that's right. Because that's like an ongoing project.
Oh yeah.
You are
I have a lot
re-upping
of videos
your
now.
channel. Yes, you do. You have very many videos. It's wonderful, isn't it? To have a nice catalog of videos.
It kind of is, but also it's, since I made them all private because of my stalker, really,
Indeed.
mostly just the one.
Just the one.
Just that's all it takes.
That's all. How many do you need?
0, actually.
Well, yes, literally.
Yes,
literally, you need 0. But
so I mean, it is
yeah.
what it is. So yeah, so putting them back up is taking some time and not a whole lot of effort, but I'm just like, okay, this one. And I kind of want it to go like evenly. So I don't want to
Yeah.
like put up all of one playlist and then like all of another playlist, and I want to make sure that I don't mess it up too much. It was interesting also. I learned some new things about the way that YouTube does stuff. So Kara, I'm glad you made it.
Yes, glad you made it, Kara. And Mr. I Love the Ants, I did not hear about that.
I have not heard about that.
I have heard
I mean,
about
I have
things.
now.
I've heard about people like putting up non-porn videos on Pornhub because I mean, I guess there's no rule that you have to put up a porn video on Pornhub. I guess you can have a Pornhub account and put up whatever you want. It's just that, most people upload porn for obvious reasons, but I've heard of other people doing
It's in the
like,
name.
yeah, doing that. But yeah.
255 there's a little bit more to it than that. I ticked somebody off doing what I still maintain is exactly the right thing, and they didn't like it.
Yeah. It was personal.
Oh, yep. Still is. Don't care. I stand by what I did and what I've said.
And I agree with you, and you should. You did absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, you did something very good. You did a very right thing.
Thank you. So, tis what tis.
So they
Some
can choke
people
on
just
it,
don't
as far
like
as I'm
that
concerned.
kind of thing.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, but you have come through that, and you're reopening your channel, and you've been more active on Twitter again, and it's been nice. It's been nice.
It feels
Mr.
good.
I Love the Ants. It's like advanced calculus lessons, no nudity. So it's basically the exact polar opposite of pornography. If I could imagine what's the opposite of pornography, I would say advanced calculus lessons. Honestly, even if there was nudity, even if it was like gorgeous naked people trying to teach me calculus, I would be like, this is the opposite of pornography.
I don't know. I have to think that. I don't know. I really don't know. I've never thought about that before. I think there might be a more opposite, but that is definitely toward the opposite end of the spectrum.
There may be another one, but it wouldn't allow me to, grouse about how much I don't like math. So I took that opportunity that was in
25580, probably not. Like you would not interact with this person accidentally. I can 100. You would know. You would so know. It would be so obvious.
You would have heard the pitch. You would have heard the sales pitch.
Yes,
I'm
exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
That I am a groomer and a kidnapper. And Kara, no, actually, personnel has had my back on this. They paid attention to the claims that were made, because this person has made accusations to personnel, and the principal and the school board and the department of the professional standards commission here in Georgia. And everybody said, yeah, that's not it. That's not wrong. That's not illegal. It's not unethical. It's unfortunate that you don't like it. That's it.
As I said before, choke on it. David, see? Yeah, but that's still that's more of a porno setup, but then it doesn't go the porno direction. It goes it's like,
but it's not calculus this time, it's trigonometry. So where does that fit? But is that more or less?
I mean, I don't know enough about either field to be able to judge which one I would be more baffled by, but
I'm under caffeinated. Yeah. So how has your day been?
My day has been very good. Today, this afternoon, actually, the last, at long last, the last of our YouTube shorts about Agatha Christie's, and then there were none. went up, which is appropriate because we're going to be watching an adaptation of another famous Agatha Christie work tonight when we're watching an episode of Poirot. But over the last couple of
A
months,
slightly
Dana and I,
less famous adaptation, or a
yeah,
slightly less famous work. I'm like, okay.
over the last couple of months, Dana and I have been reading, and in Dana's case, rereading, and then there were none, a chapter at a time, and putting up a 1 minute YouTube short after we read each chapter, and we did kind of a binge a couple days ago over the weekend of the last chapter.
We have to read it. We have to read
Yeah,
it. We have to read it.
because Dana could no longer contain herself. So we read the last chapter and then the epilogue and then the conclusion, which is the explanation of, that where
because the epilogue is just
where all
is
revealed.
The cops going, we got nothing.
Yeah.
We have no idea. Yeah. We have all this information. We have no idea who did this. Yeah,
so this week,
So
this week on Monday and Tuesday and today, I put up the last 3 shorts: the short for chapter 16 and the short for the epilogue, and then just today the short for the final bit where the killer confesses. And as I say in the last short, I'm glad we did this. It was a great book. I really enjoyed it. And we also recorded some other stuff that I'm going to where we have like a more extended discussion that would not fit into a YouTube short that I'm going to edit together into a longer video at some point soon and put that up as well. And then this has all been a long lead in. People say I don't like long form,
if you will.
People say I don't like long form storytelling. This has all been to build up to us finally, after like 4 months, doing a video about the movie Glass Onion.
Yes.
Is, which carries a lot of obvious Christie influences. Yeah. Especially the story.
When we read the epilogue, they talk about how the island used to belong to this wealthy American who would hold these wild parties there. And I'm like,
which could be the Edward Norton character from Glass Onion for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. I'm so delighted that, and I think chapter 16, the last chapter of that actually of the murder part, what was your favorite as well?
Incredibly, it was so good that as I said in the shorts, it's almost a shame that wasn't just the end of the book, because even though it doesn't give you the full explanation, even though you're still left hanging as to what happened and who the killer was, like that ending of chapter 16, the whole chapter,
so good. The whole chapter, so but that ending,
it's so well written. And yeah, it's like, okay, it's nice to know who the killer was, but man, that
ending, oh my gosh,
just so good.
Chills. Yeah. I say that in the short, and I say chills every time.
Really nice piece of writing. 255 AD says, there's been something I've been wanting to ask. How is my made up ending to Picard comparing to the real show in terms of needless fan service? You know what? Yours, the ideas you have shared are more fun because they are closer to kind of what I hoped the show would be before we started watching it, which is, if you're just going to do, a circus of fan service and nostalgia, just go whole hog and just, make it as ridiculous as you possibly can. And some of your ideas definitely fit into that. Although I have a feeling, if the last episode goes where I'm predicting it's going to go, and where Jason and I both predicted it would go after we watched the absolutely abominable first episode of the season. Thankfully, it has gotten better since the first episode, but the first episode was just a shameless orgy of fan service. And after that episode, we both made a prediction, by episode 10, this is going to happen. And I am now fairly certain that this thing we predicted is going to happen in one form or another. I'm the further we get into the show, the more certain I am of it. So we'll have to see. But no, your made up Picard thing is, I don't know. It's definitely more outrageously goofy than what I think is going to happen. But what's going to happen, if I'm right, is still
outrageously goofy,
pretty shameless and pretty terrible. So, but yeah,
you're just too clever for your own good, and the writers and producers for Picard aren't.
It's like what Jason and I said after episode 1. And I think Jason has changed his mind on this, because Jason has been enjoying the show since then a lot more than I have. But I still feel this way, which is at that if you're ever trying to predict what is going to happen in this season of Picard, just think of the dumbest possible thing they can do, and that's what it'll be. So my prediction for the ending is, what's the dumbest thing? And keeping in mind the modus operandi of the season, which is fan service, fan service, fan service, fan service, nonstop nostalgia. So keep that in mind. Think of the dumbest thing they can do, and it's like, that's totally what they're going to do. So
Philip, we definitely talk about the alternate ending in some of the extended stuff that Steve's working with. But yeah, my goodness, the stage ending. Oh my goodness, it's so.
Yeah.
And was it really Christie who changed the ending? Because man, that ending is so good. At the same time, she was a sucker for a shoehorned in romance. she's got some great I actually talk about The Man in the Brown Suit, which is the book that I always like when I go to the used bookstore. I'm like, they have The Man in the Brown Suit, and I reach for it, but then I'm like, wait, is this the right one? And I look at it, I'm like, no, this is the wrong one. I think I still have like an extra copy of that sucker because I pick it up by accident thinking it's The Secret Adversary, which I'm starting a series on. And which is like such a good book. But it's and Anne Bedingfield is she has a lot of these spunky heroines who just are clever and have lots of grit and determination. I mean, they're like Lois Lanes. I mean, who again is one of my favorite characters. Just love to spend time with. And but yeah, there's a lot of pulpy action, romance, adventure type stuff going on. And it just takes this, like sharp, memishly sharp turn onto that off ramp and let's go this way. And it's like, okay, sure.
There's when you told me about that alternate ending, the first thing that came to mind, and I don't think I said this in the bit that we recorded, but there's what's one of my favorite jokes in The Simpsons. They're showing Gone with the Wind at the nursing home where Grandpa Simpson lives.
Oh boy.
And all the residents are like in the common room, and they're showing it on a projector. They're like watching Gone with the Wind, and it gets to the end, and Rhett Butler and Scarlett are at the doorway, and Rhett is about to leave, and she's like, Rhett, where will I go? What will I do? Rhett turns back to her and says, "Frankly, my dear," and then in an obviously overdubbed voice, he goes, "I love you. Let's remarry." And then it cuts to the end title plate, and that's it. And one of the people watching, one of the old guys watching, goes, "Didn't that used to have another ending?" And one of like the staff like pick him up and take him out of the room. They said, "You were warned," and they take him away.
Philip, I have not seen a movie, like a recent movie,
like a new
since
movie.
Birds of Prey. Like So speaking of movies and watching, especially ones that aren't recent, we watched Galaxy Quest. And you got Askaway coming up this Friday, so we can't watch a movie together. And next Friday, I'll be out of town, so we can't watch a movie together.
Out of town. So the
next Friday after that, you've got Askaway again.
Another Askaway. So we decided it would be so next Friday's Askaway, and then next Friday after that you're out.
No,
so it would be the 21st.
Askaway.
It would be April 21st.
Okay, I will take your word
because this Friday's Askaway. Next week you're out of town. Friday after that is another Askaway. Friday after that is April 21st.
All right.
We're gonna do another movie watch along.
Should we say what it is, or should we wait?
Why don't we say what it is so people can decide if they want to join us or not?
Well, I mean, we could wait and tell them, and they would still have lots of time to decide if they want to join us or not. Because we got a while.
255 AD, you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, apparently, they're didn't that movie used to have a civil war? Like they basically probably cut it down to like a 20-minute movie.
Well, they
But
didn't. They
anyway,
wanted to make sure that they got to see it before they fell asleep.
didn't that movie used to have a Civil War? You were told, and it gets dragged out. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna watch. Do you want to say, or should I say? You want me to say? We're gonna watch 9 to 5, starring Dolly Parton
And
and Dabney Coleman
who?
and Lily Tomlin, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Who else? I can't.
Jane Fonda.
Oh, and Jane Fonda. Yeah.
I think it's Jane Fonda in this one.
No disrespect to Jane. No disrespect, Jane. I haven't seen the movie in over 25 years. I mean, if not longer.
I will.
So
I
yeah,
will
we're
do
gonna
my
watch 9 to
best.
5.
I will
We're
do
gonna
my
watch 9
best
to
to
5.
keep my mouth shut and not do what I did with Galaxy Quest, which I did far less of than I thought I was gonna.
And which some people found helpful because, if they needed to resync to the stream, if they needed to pause and catch up to us, yeah. Which, I didn't on Rift Tracks, they actually do that. On Rift Tracks, they have a character. I forget his name now. It's been so long since I listened to a Rift Track. But anyway, they have someone whose job it is to, like, every 10 or 15 minutes to just say a line of dialogue from the movie. And if you're perfectly synced up, then he'll be saying it at the exact same time as the character. And if it's off a little bit, that you have to make an adjustment. So
see, Steve was the guy you talked about, mustache boss face man.
Mustache. Oh yeah, that was Dabney Coleman. Yeah, mustache.
See,
mustache.
see, Mister, I love the ants. High five, my friend. Yeah. High five. Yeah.
Legendary comedic actor Dabney Coleman, and you have no idea who he is. Breaks my heart.
I do. He is mustache boss face man.
He's that guy from 9 to 5. To be fair, 9 to 5 is probably where most people know him from, but he was in a ton of stuff.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. 255 AD. 255 AD. Apparently, Denise did not get the call. Apparently, though, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, but apparently they were perfectly happy bringing back a certain character from the dead again. But they couldn't figure out. But they couldn't figure out how to bring one of Denise Crosby's characters back so she could play somebody. Which in a way, like, at least they have some restraint. I mean, at least there was one potential act of fan service that they said, no, we're not doing that. I mean,
did they?
Sucks for Denise Crosby, but there's still a few episodes left. They could still bring her back.
No, I mean, what if she said no?
Oh, what if she said no? What if she did say no? Good for her. Good for her. I don't think that's what happened. But if that is what happened, and I don't think it is, but if it is, good for her. Yeah. Dabney Coleman is still alive, John? I thought he died for some reason. I thought he had died a few years ago. But anyway. Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that, and I'm also excited about. You have to say your thing, though. You have to do the.
Oh, about counting us in and all that stuff?
So important.
All right. So we are going to watch Poirot. We're going to watch Poirot Series 1, Episode 8, The Incredible Theft. The link to the YouTube version that Dana and I are both watching is in my pinned chat message. So if you have not done so already, if you want to watch the exact same version Dana and I are watching to make sure that we're all synced up, because I think the BritBox versions are a little shorter. Anyway, the link is there. You can watch it with us on YouTube. Just make sure that if you are not a YouTube Premium subscriber, that you have your ad blocker enabled so that you don't get ads, because that'll screw up the sync. And
then you got to call the plumber.
And he's got to fix the sink, and it's just a pain in the ass. Mr. I Love the Ants, no more changelings. Please, I beg you, no more changelings.
He ain't the one you got to beg, my friend.
I know.
I'm sorry.
But anyway,
You have
so
my sympathy. Oh, yay, John Gingers. I'm so glad. All right.
So here's the way this works. As I always say, just in case anybody is with us for the first time, I'm going to count us in. I will count us in from 3. I will go 3, 2, 1, play. Everybody hit play when I say play, and we will all be synced up perfectly. And if you have to pause or leave the room or whatever, or you think you've fallen out of sync with us, the time code up above will be running the forward moving time code as we're watching the episode, so you can make sure that you're right where we are. All right.
Actually, Ghost Wheel, probably not. In my case, it'll probably be Cancer.
Wow, that's dark.
I mean, sooner or later.
The only form of humor I admire more than puns is a joke as fucking black as that one. God damn it. The dark shit. Give me the dark shit. With coffee and with humor. Just give me the dark shit.
The sludge. My humor.
Give me the sludge.
Sludge.
Yes.
I mean,
all right.
You know what they say, third time's the charm.
Wow. God damn. I feel like it's appropriate to say you're killing it.
Not yet.
All right. Now, you ready?
Yes. I'm all queued up.
All right, here we go. I'm counting us in, and we'll all watch this episode of Poirot. And in 3, 2, 1, play.
Ooh, here we go.
Get ready for creepy Poirot smile.
John Gingers, just about as enjoyable. Wow. Probably just about as good for you, too.
more enjoyable for me, not as enjoyable for Dana.
Yeah, that's really setting a low bar. Oh, I don't like that.
Hello, part. It's me, Poirot. You're looking nice tonight.
4 of them. 3, actually. It's like a 3 eyes.
And once you get past, pervert Poirot, it's a wonderful opening sequence.
I don't mind the smirking. It's the weird angly things.
My problem with it is the smirking. I'm like, he looks like a pervert. He looks like he's like, oh, hello there.
I think if it didn't mess with his face and give him like a second eye over on the side, maybe he would just like look like a smug asshole, like you.
Wow, but see, now you're on fire. Now you're just
pick on Steve. That's the best way to get a laugh.
Goddamn.
Pizza. I was having so much fun making dark jokes that almost forgot about my pizza. Almost. Kara, smirking is the action, smugness is the attitude that results in that action.
Congratulations, old boy. You've invented the airplane. Ghost Wheel, it's definitely not cocaine. If it was cocaine, you could tell. I don't even want to think about what a coked up Dana would be like. Hey, correct. Maybe she doesn't like you. Is her mother available? Get in there, Hastings.
What does her mother think of you?
Yeah. Well, don't yell at me. All right. Well, let's get Tom Cruise in one of them then. Come on.
Oh,
Blasphemy.
don't mess with Miss Lemon, Poirot.
You bastard.
Yay, Kirok.
That is good news. Glad to hear it.
Aside from the fact that next week we won't be doing a show.
Well, yeah, yeah. You missed the news, Kirok. Next week we're not doing a show because Dana will be out of town. But
my fault.
yeah. Well, I didn't know it could do that. Mr. I love the ads. That's good. Art Vanderlyn? Oh, language.
Oh my. Uh, 255 AD.
It's that one. It's that one on screen right
The
now.
one you can see.
It's the one with the wings and the propeller, and it's gray.
And it can fly.
Lousy motherfucker.
Smug.
I have a plan to foil the Cape Crusaders, my fine feathered finks.
Uru, uru.
Did they really have to label it?
Well, this is the early 20th century. Some people don't know what penguins are, especially in
I've
Britain.
seen one of these before. That's true. What are you laughing at? Good day.
Sordid domestications.
Well, it depends on how sordid. I mean, how sordid are we talking here? Hey, David. Glad you could make it. Oh. Well, so does the king. Anyway.
Well, for England.
Yeah, my beloved England. How could I turn her down? So they go to Wayne Manor. Neat. So does British Batman have an American butler?
Apparently not.
Oh well. Yeah, Mister, I love the ants. It was a little while before Wayne Manor became like, an honest to goodness like mansion, like a major estate in the
Yeah.
comics and in some of the early adaptations. It was basically just a nice house. Let me just descend these stairs.
Yeah, that's some LeMay.
John, I had the same thought. I love how British people pronounce it intestinal.
That nice though. I'm not yesterday.
I'm an American. Oh, look how Poirot has his napkin tucked under his collar. He's so neat. See anything you like?
No, Christie wrote all of her stuff after the Great War, so I'm thinking this is supposed to be the Great War. That's my guess, but I
Well,
mean, it
no,
could
it's the
be.
30s, so they're talking about World War II, right?
Is it the 30s?
I think so. Aren't there? Aren't yeah? I mean, if it's pre World War One, then the Art Deco doesn't really fit. Because wasn't Art Deco like a 20s and 30s thing?
Yeah, but I mean, that's true. It's more in the styling of the, because I was just thinking, I'm like, there's
And the
not any Art
cars and
Deco.
stuff, like it's definitely not in the teens. It's
That's true. That's true. The
yeah.
cars.
I think it's in the
That's why I was
30s,
trying to
and
think,
so
because I was like, I know, like, especially since having just talked about Secret Adversary, that's like immediately post Great War.
World War One, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not sure when it was written, but I mean, even if it was written pre World War II, like World War II was not a surprise to most
Yeah,
people. I mean,
yeah,
it had been building, especially in Europe, for a while before it actually
yeah.
broke out.
No, 255 AD, I disagree. I mean, yeah.
I mean, I think she would have
She
if it was
was
relevant to the
in,
plot.
yeah, she was in the first war, and she saw the second one coming. Christie did. She was not stupid. And
Yeah.
honestly, I'm not familiar with this one. Actually, let me. Howdy. And there was only one
And that's not the worst part, Poirot. Inspector Japp insists on sleeping in the nude.
bed.
She plays abominably.
Oh, is this the bridge one?
Yeah, there you go, David. It's yeah. We need to educate people on other phases of German history. The Otto von Bismarck planet, something like that. I'm from
Bag.
America.
So it was
That's how we
originally
get
published in
elected.
well, it was originally it published in 37 as an expanded version, but it was originally as a short story in 36. Yeah.
Aluminium.
Aluminium. We all know that.
Intestinal aluminium.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, I'm going to get fired for this.
No, I really don't want to tell you that, sir.
I would rather not tell you that if I can manage it. As you know, gentlemen, this is my show.
It has my name on it. Ooh, Radical Bacon's getting already into
Ooh,
the Wordle.
quite a tease.
Dun dun dun.
She's a table turning tart.
Wonderfully alliterative.
Thank you.
Why I'm so cold. It's mid 60s today. Just t-shirt wasn't enough. I had to layer on a sweatshirt and my hands are chilly. National secrets.
When we all know how that turned out, don't we? Whoops. Mr. I Love the Ants, not everybody has the combination. You have to know the exact hour and minute that Bruce Wayne's parents were murdered and then put that on the grandfather clock to unlock the secret door.
Radical Bacon, we forgive you. Spoilers, John Gingras.
But did it
Or
stop the
bag.
ballroom blitz?
Ready, Steve? Dun, dun, dun.
Kara, it really depends on which story you're talking about. I don't think there's ever been like a universally accepted exact time. Although Mr. I
And
Love
of
the Ants
course,
with 1047 is probably closer because if they're leaving a movie, you
yes,
know.
but Bruce is with them. And Bruce's age matters as to when they went to see the damn movie.
Well, now that's true. Yeah, maybe they wouldn't have gone to see like a 9 o'clock show.
Yeah.
Yeah, whichever one is correct in the story you're reading at the moment is the correct one. Oh, bum bum
Dun,
bum.
dun, dun. Poirot.
What's all this then? It's past your bedtime. I'll tell you how we know, Inspector, because this is all a stitch up. We've arranged it. I mean, because we saw her steal them. Ah, but Kara, that is the nature of fiction, I'm afraid. There is no correct time for when Bruce Wayne's parents were murdered because Bruce Wayne's parents were never actually murdered because they never actually existed.
Oh,
That's right, I'm
I
a
knew it.
Doylist. I'm a Doylist. I'm not a Watsonian. Yes? Can't you see I'm from America?
Four.
What for? Ooh. I just can't get over how from America she is.
I know, right? That marabou.
I know you are, Kara. 25580, no, I don't. Jap can shut down sarcastic clapping with a single look. Two fifty five. Yeah, they shouldn't let people bet on the results of wrestling matches either. Uh-huh. Ah, to hear the snap of the rubber glove.
I wasn't actually listening to you, you see. Are
I
you
wasn't actually
really?
listening to you, Poirot. As you recall, I asked you to pretend you were a woman. I've been exonerated. Now I'm returning home to America.
The American America. I'll have you know.
I'm returning to the United America of America.
I'm a Yankee Doodle, dandy.
Well, we've really cocked this one up, old boy. Froggy? Poirot's like,
Dun,
all right,
dun, dun.
that's one. Okay? That's one. I love Inspector
Oh,
Japp and his wacky misadventures. They were made for walking. So you hear the secrets that he keeps when he's talking in his sleep?
I'm very, very British. Hmm. I think Jap of the Yard Strikes Again is a
Yes,
great potential Christie
that's a
series.
great title.
The comedy series.
Don't try to stop me. I'm returning to my side of the Atlantic, the other one.
The other Atlantic.
America, driver, and step on it. Oh, this is juicy. Oh. I'll just put it on the posting platter.
Poirot, no touchy.
Good for you, Radical Bacon.
Allons-y.
It's your fault for leaving the keys in it, dude.
Zoomy. I'm so glad you made it, HB Haga.
Yeah. We still got about 10
Hastings is
minutes
like,
left.
zoom!
Yeah, Kara, exactly. Poirot cannot open this. It is not addressed to me. I love the suspenseful arrangement of the theme song.
Oh,
Good job, Hastings. Oh, it was Bonnie and Clyde.
woo!
Oh, yeah.
Go Hastings!
Yeah.
It's
You
just
know, the
like,
most impressive
I mean,
thing is that Poirot can refold that map. You have accidentally solved the case.
once the idiot friend, always the idiot friend, as Tommy says. I know, I
He's having a bad day.
know. Had a bad day again. Or, so he had a bad day. Ooh, we pan down to the bright red suitcase that
Yes.
she
These
accidentally forgot.
a significant suitcase.
Very quiet running. So sneaky across the open field.
You're a little late for the Eyes Wide Shut party, but since it's you, we'll let you in. That's a bad salute. You know, and the thing is, if that Nazi had just been able to keep it in his pants and not do the Heil Hitler, they wouldn't have known.
They kept their hands in their pants.
As a
I'm
sign of
telling you what,
respect.
I would make one of those good pluckings or plunkers. Put no, not that.
I, w-
The aliens who do the literal thing that Jason
the
Claude.
oh the Packlets.
Thank you. I knew it started with a
I,
P.
I think you'd make a great Packlet. Bonjour.
Hi.
Poirot's marital advice. Dirty knees. What are these? I want to shake your hand.
I'm so proud of you.
She will have to return to America. The end. All righty.
Yes, that one was significantly less impressive.
Really, I like that one.
I liked it, but I didn't like it as I think it is my least favorite of the ones we've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's my favorite or anything, but I like the ones where it's not a murder case.
That's true.
I mean, I mean, not just, I'm totally fine with murder cases. Don't get me wrong. But, it's nice to have like a mystery that isn't,
Alternatives.
yeah. Cause I love Sherlock Holmes, and there are a couple of Holmes stories that are missing document stories,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and they're, you know, clever in a different way. It's like, oh,
Huh.
who took the document and how did they get it out of the room? And
Mm-hmm.
it's that kind of thing. And I enjoy those. So yeah.
I don't know. I have a soft spot for the adventures of little Johnny Waverly. I don't.
Little Johnny Waverly.
There's there are lots of just humorous bits in it, and I don't know. Although the funny you know Christie writing Americans is always funny. We will get we get an American in the Secret Adversary. Oh, Julian, isn't it? Julius, something like that. A rich American too. Oh my gosh, he's so much fun.
Oh,
Yeah. And he has like Americanisms that he uses, like golly and things like that. And yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. And the accent was just like
oh,
icing icing on the
perfect.
cake. It was
Perfect.
so great. It was so much fun. Yeah, Poirot was not as involved. I mean, there were some points
He kind
where
of just he kind of just figures it out. He doesn't really drive
yeah,
the story in any way. Yeah.
yeah. Um and he doesn't have he I like it when he puts people in their place. He only does that a little bit there at the end.
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh,
Well,
golly.
shall we play Wordle before
Yeah, we
you
probably better play Wordle. I'm sorry. I
before you
really
turn
didn't
into a
think I was
pumpkin?
I'm pumpkining. I didn't
Well,
feel that pumpkiny, but apparently I was wrong.
that happened to me yesterday, remember? I told you
Yeah.
when we were messaging, I was like it was
You're
like
like,
6:30
okay,
and
it's
I was like,
I
God damn, I'm
know.
tired all of a sudden.
And you're like, it's too early to go to bed. I'm like, I know what you mean. I have
You
that
have had
feeling
that problem
sadly
many a night.
often. Yes. All right. Okay. So
So, we shall play Wordle. Here
wait,
is
the guy who chose
today's
up the cheap flat, you mean when Poirot's in the adventure of the cheap flat, or the anyway. Um and Kara, I can't remember the yellow iris. I'll have to figure. I will probably the same thing with this one. I was like, oh yeah, it's the plain one. Okay, got it.
the plain one.
The,
You
what
don't
was it?
necessarily
It
know
was
the
like
title, but
the great theft or something. I'm like, could you? Yeah, okay.
yeah, the
The
incredible theft.
heist.
Yeah.
Yeah, the incredible theft. Okay, great.
All right.
Um,
So, we're playing Wordle.
we have a challenge from Radical Bacon. We are
Yeah,
supposed to get it in three.
Radical Bacon got it in 3, so we'll see how we do. So this is today's Wordle from the New York Times. And the way this works, if those of you who have never played Wordle with us before, the way this works is Dana is not actually looking at the Wordle board itself. She's only going
Oh
by my
golly,
description of it. Hmm?
I'm just
What?
yawning my head off. It's ridiculous.
She's only
So
going by
sorry.
my description of it. Those of you who want to play along, we welcome your suggestions. Go ahead and throw them into the chat as we play. But if you,
Unless you've already done it,
yes,
zip
exactly.
it.
If you like Radical Bacon have solved this one already, please do not give away the answer. So, shall we start with your customary
Yes,
opener?
let's go for it. Let's start with
Heart, right?
heart and see what that gets us.
Okay, let's try heart. Heart. Wait a minute.
Oh,
There we go. Okay. Heart gives us an E and a T, both in the right place. And that's it. No H, no A,
A
no
or
R,
R.
but E is the second letter and T is the last letter.
All right, let's go for lions.
Lions. Lions gives us
Or
an
Leon.
S. Lions gives us an S, but in the wrong place, which obviously, because S can't be the last letter, because we know T is the last letter, but there is an S in there somewhere, but no
And
L,
that's it.
I, O, or N. So
Okay. So it could be SE something something T or ST. ST is a good closing.
it could be ST, yes. It could be
Mhm.
something E, something ST.
No, guest is the other way around. I was going with guest, but guest is the other way around. The vowels
Yeah,
are
guest.
switched.
Yeah.
Um, Too bad there's no A because it could be beast,
That's true. Yes, it could be.
but no A.
Alas.
Alas. Um, hmm. Goosed, says Radical Bacon. Radical Bacon, you're not allowed to do that. You can't just give us the answer like that.
Goosed.
Goosed.
Yeah, you just gave it away.
Oh, just giving it up. Um, or wait, no R, right? So it can't be reset
No,
either.
no R, yeah. Although it could be beset.
Sure, let's go for that.
Beset, Beset. Beset. Let's try that.
Well, if the Wordle solver says it can only be one word, that's got to be it.
It's beset. We got it in 3. There you
Well,
go, Radical Bacon. What do you think of that, huh?
Kara, we know there's no O, and we know the last letter has to be a T. All
We got
right,
it.
we did it. Go team us.
And that was definitely a team effort between the two of us because you said reset that it couldn't be. And I was like, well, that's what got me
Yes.
onto beset. So there you
You
go.
go. We do. We high five, Steve, and high five, Shives family or not family, Shives friend group, because
Shives.
the people that Steve actually
The-
likes spending time with. How's that?
The people watching the show.
And interacting.
All of
Team
us.
Team
all of us.
Shives.
Team. Indeed. So yeah, good job.
255 AD. I was pleased you enjoyed the Galaxy Quest watch along, and I'm definitely glad that it made your birthday not suck and that made things better. But I don't know about. I mean, I wish your birthday just hadn't sucked in the first place. That would have been nice. So that's okay.
When
Cambrian lullaby. There's nothing wrong with 4. 4 is a great number, unless you're
we've
in
got
China.
we've we've gotten it in 4 a lot of times actually if you look I'm looking at the statistics, we've gotten it on the 4th guess more than any other guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we've never gotten it on 1 or 2. We've gotten it mostly on 4, after that 3, after that 5. We've never gotten it on 6. We've always gotten it before the last guess. Yeah.
Interesting.
Radical Bacon, I don't think so. Any Shives that are subbed? I don't think so. I don't think my dad or my brother are subbed to my channel.
We know that
those are the only Shives. Papa Granny, and those are the only Shives as I have anything directly to do with. So I mean, if somebody else is, I don't know about it. And maybe there's a Shives who just is not part of my family, just has the same last name, who might be subscribed. But again, I don't know.
Chances are good that the same has happened for Cole, because let me tell you that
I think Cole is a more common last name.
That would be why. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I probably have a few Coles to switch. What was really fun is that my husband's uncle used to teach at the school where I work. And so I would have students who would say, "Are you married to Mr. Cole?" And I would be like,
Well,
"Well,
obviously.
technically, yes, but not that Mr. Cole. He's my uncle." And they're like, "Oh, ew," and I'm like, "Well, no, he's my husband's uncle. Like,
I
we're
said I
not."
wasn't married to him. What are you
And
going
also,
ew
yes, I said
about?
I wasn't married. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just so. But they meant, "Are you married to Mr. Cole?" I'm like, "I am married to a Mr. Cole, not that one."
It's like,
So
yeah, dumbass. Did you work that out all by yourself? That's why I would get fired.
you probably wouldn't get hired in a public school in the first place. No
Certainly not
offense.
in Georgia. Certainly not in Georgia, especially after they saw my YouTube channel.
You have swears, Steve.
Well, and I'm progressive.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
but it's
not
hard for people to tell because it's
I'm
just
not
blue.
bashful about my politics. 255 AD. Yeah, I see. I can totally relate to that. Why are you doing this? You don't have to do this anymore.
I guess it depends on what you. I don't know. Like how. I mean, my family's all just kind of weird, and you know, like I'm. How you count who counts as family is going to be different with every family. So
Sure.
there.
I know, like for me, and you and I have talked about this, and I think
Mm-hmm.
I've talked about it like in the like Ask Away streams and stuff. But like when we did family dinners and stuff, on like Christmas and Easter and Thanksgiving, like it was always just me, my brother, my mom and dad, and my dad's parents. Like that was it. It was the six of us. We never had like big family dinners with like cousins and uncles and aunts and everything. Like it was just us, except for when my granny's Aunt Almeda was alive. She would come and eat Thanksgiving. So it was her and then the rest of us. And that was it. Like we all sat around the dining room table in the dining room out there, and that was it. So that was what I was used to, and that's what I liked. And I didn't when I had on the very very rare occasion when I had to go to like a big family gathering on my mom's side of the family, I just absolutely hated it because not only did I not know those people as well, but also it's like why are there like 50 of them? What is the point of this? Like why are there so many people here?
Yeah,
You
no,
know.
but I mean that was kind of that's kind of the same way that I grew up because except more so because like the family that was close by was like my grandfather, my dad's dad,
Right. Yeah.
and that's it. And then there was so my dad was one of two, and his mom died young. I never knew my dad's mom, and his sister was a missionary in another country, so she wasn't there either. So it was like we would go to visit my grandfather pretty often, actually, a couple times, at least once a month, sometimes a couple times.
Hmm.
But then my mom was one of 10, and they all none of them moved out of the country, at least not by the time that I was around. So and also my aunt adopted one kid, and I mean again lived elsewhere, but I think there ended up being almost 30 grandkids. And then of course like the tail end of the grandkids
Hmm.
are about the same age as the oldest great grands, so like it's all mixed up there as far as who's which kind of cousin, and just
Right.
yeah. Although we would get together during the summer with my dad's extended family, and we had cousins there, and I'm like, I have no idea like what level of cousin I think we're like into like third cousins at this point. They're like
Yeah.
there's Lafitte,
There's
Hobbeckers
no
and
point.
Lafitte,
There's no point
there's
to that. Like
us. I'm
those
just
are
like okie dokie.
those people are barely related to you. That's ridiculous. Having a family gathering with third cousins. That's insane.
But it doesn't. Why does it matter how they're related to you?
There
They're
ought to be a
people that you.
law.
You're like
it's just
you're like the opposite of a libertarian. You're like, there should be a law.
I want yeah.
I want extra laws. Darn it.
No, it's fine. If that's it's just it's like if you enjoy it, if you have a good time, great. I'm happy for you. I do not get it. And I'm completely on 255 AD's page there when it's like, why wait, Pap and Granny are dead. Why are we talking to these people? You know what my favorite is? And 255 AD, I mean it's not, maybe it's weird. It's not weird to me because I would say the same thing. But like, what am I used to hate it. I mean, now I look back on it and I laugh because it's so ridiculous. But like, I used to, when I would go to my mom's side of the family, when they would have like a big gathering with a bunch of cousins and aunts and uncles and stuff, that I think I knew maybe one or two of my cousins, like on that side of the family, out of the dozens that there were, because my mom was one of five. You said your mom was one of 10. My mom was not quite that family wasn't that big, but she was one of five. And I remember like every once in a while you'd go to these things and some random dude would come up to me that I swear to God, or woman, either one, some person, some adult who I didn't know from Adam would come up to me and say, I held you when you were a baby. Okay.
I'm sure a
What
lot
do
of
you
people
want for
did. So did the
what do you
doctors
want
and
from me?
nurses.
Like, what am I supposed to? Oh, really? Oh my God. Wow. Like, what am I supposed to say? I don't give a shit. You see that lady over there? That's my mother. She held me every fucking day. Like, why do I care that you held me once when I was a baby? I don't care. It means nothing.
Well, I'm not going to say that didn't happen to me because it's entirely possible that it did. I just don't remember. But I have no memory of anything uncomfortable like that happening to me. It's more like,
Yeah.
hey, how's it going? Like, I don't know. My family had sensible conversations. Maybe that's why I don't mind being around them. You know, it's
Well,
like,
I mean,
hey, how's it
also,
going?
the other thing is, and Liz, it's not exactly accurate. I'm not the family reunion Grinch. I just don't go. I'm not the Grinch. I
You
just don't
don't
go.
go and take
I
their
see no.
presents away from them.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, exactly. Like if other people want to have it somewhere where I'm not around, that's completely fine. I don't care. They can have, yeah, but no. So anyway, so shall we wrap this up?
Let's do.
Let's do it.
Remember that time we all
Ghost
drank
reel. I
milk?
dropped you once when you were a baby.
That's
Has
why
everybody
Steve is the way he is.
has everybody heard Anthony Jeselnik's stand-up bit about how much he loves to drop babies? If not, you should look it up on YouTube because it is goddamn hilarious. It is genius.
Okay. Holy
Everybody
Moses.
makes such a big deal about when you drop babies, and it's not a big deal. And I can tell you that because I do it all the time.
Kira, I don't remember any of that. I just they
Yeah,
would just
yeah.
tell stories.
I mean, that's
I told
almost
you.
as bad.
No, so I've told you about Uncle Tommy and the car phone, right?
You might have, and I've just forgotten.
So he was a professor at MIT. One of my mom's older brothers. And you know, this is, you know, in the 80s when car phones are becoming a thing. And
Yeah, okay.
around there, car phones are a thing. And he gets stuck in traffic one time. And of course, this is like, you know, bricks.
Yeah.
These are the bricks. This is in
Yeah.
the 80s. And
Like
there's
for wrestling fans, like a Paulie Dangerously phone, like the kind that he used to hit people with as a foreign object.
like these sorts of things. Like
yeah.
yeah. And so he got stuck in traffic one time and he looked, this person on this side was on their cell phone. This person on this side was on his cell phone. He was just so bored that he took his shoe off and went
Like Maxwell Smart.
except yeah, he wasn't to my knowledge, he wasn't a secret agent.
To your knowledge. Well, that's because it was a secret. You wouldn't have known.
Exactly. And they wouldn't have told me because, you know, I was a kid and I couldn't, you know, I just, you know, run my mouth to anybody.
Just like when you're an adult. It hasn't changed much.
I run my mouth, but I don't necessarily tell secrets. I just run my mouth.
Yes, you don't tell secrets.
People discount. They're just like, okay, will she shut up? And the answer is no. But I
No,
don't
because
tell the
she's
secrets.
been
I tell like
drinking.
everything else. This
I'm
is
not
what
saying tonight. I'm not saying tonight. I'm saying like when you've had a little, you know, that's one of the giveaways is that you talk more than usual.
more that is that possible?
Yeah, that's why I said I was terrified by the prospect of seeing you coked up because I can't imagine what that must be like. Get a couple drinks in you and it's like, wow, she's just going. She's off to the races. Get her coked up. There won't be any oxygen in the room.
Oh, I didn't get to say that. That's what we were talking about. There was we did the Christie stuff, and we did the discussion about it, and there was
Yeah.
no way that was gonna fit. And I started laughing and laughing. It was because I was imagining just speed us up a lot. Just fit it all. We talked for like an hour. Fit it all in a minute.
Doesn't quite come across the same way.
No, not so
All
much.
right, yeah, we're wrapping it up. So okay,
It's
so
once again,
once again, a reminder: we're not doing a show next week because Dana's out of town.
Bye, everybody.
Um,
Early for next week.
Yeah, for next week. But in 2 weeks, we will be back watching Deep Space Nine.
Ooh.
Watching one of my favorite Deep Space Nine episodes.
I
say that a lot.
Every time, Steve. Every time.
The Sword of Kahless, highlighted for me by some of the most exquisite overacting Michael Dorn has ever done. I can't wait to share it with you, Dana.
Does anybody else choose some scenery?
Oh yeah. Well, do you remember the old Klingon Core? Remember the episode
Yeah.
where Jadzia goes off on a revenge quest with the old Klingons, and Core is the only one who survives. Well, Core comes back, so it's Core and Michael Dorn as Worf having an overacting contest, and it's wonderful.
Does Avery Brooks get in on it because he loves to overact?
Unfortunately, Sisko's not really in it. It's more of a Worf Dax Core episode for the most part. But fair enough. Wonderful.
Some days it'd be like that, as they say.
Like that. Oh, believe me, there's plenty of Avery Brooks overacting goodness in our future yet. We're just a little bit. We're not even quite halfway through the series yet. There's plenty of Avery Brooks overacting yet.
I do believe you. I believe you.
So that will be in 2 weeks. So we'll see everybody then for that. 255 AD says, I guess to be fair to my dad, I was thinking, why do you still talk to your sister's granddaughter when she's an obscure cousin, but he might not view it that way? Yeah, well, as you can see from Dana and I having differing opinions on this, people feel differently about it. I wouldn't give a shit if most of my extended family drowned.
Ghost Wheel thinks that,
I mean,
you should just watch DS9 and have the show without me.
Well, that's not going to happen. It's tread reluctantly.
That's true, and you would not be reluctant.
I would not be reluctant. No, we're watching Deep Space Nine, my favorite Star Trek show. I would not be reluctant.
So, you really like Strange New Worlds. You really like.
I love Strange New Worlds, but
it hasn't eclipsed. And yeah, you said the new one's coming out.
The new season starts in June, so yeah, it hasn't eclipsed Deep Space Nine because here's the thing. There's only been 10 episodes so far.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, those 10 episodes have all been very good. Mm-hmm. Oh, of course it could. Yes, of course it could. Those 10 episodes were all good, and some of them were downright fantastic. Were like, franchise highlights, right? But yeah, it's hard to say, well, that one, the new show that's had 10 episodes is better than Deep Space Nine. It had like,
was it better than the first half of the first season of DS9?
Oh, I mean, in terms of consistency and quality of the episodes, like average quality, I think it might be the best first season of any Star Trek show. I mean, again, it's hard to judge because it's only 10 episodes.
Right.
And I mean, and even though Deep Space
Nine,
yeah. I mean, and even though like I always defend Deep Space Nine's first season and think that it was a really strong first season, in terms of like great episodes, really probably only one or two,
So if Strange New Worlds continues to find its footing and improves at the rate that DS9 did, I
It
mean,
could, yeah, it could eclipse Deep. I mean, it's not like and that's another thing is like it's not a math problem. It's my subjective opinion. It's however I
yeah.
feel about it. So it's like it's not like well, so if Strange New Worlds has 3 more seasons with 5 or more excellent episodes, is that like no? It's not an equation. That's not the way it works. It's just the way I feel about it and the way I
Doesn't
react to it.
work that way.
None of this works that way. Or no, I got that wrong. She says that's not
Yes.
how any of this works. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks for Sort of Kalis. Yes.
But also don't forget that if you are a patron or a channel member, get your questions because Friday is Ask Away. And also don't forget to check the description because we have friends who could use some help. So go to charitylinks.page.
Yes,
so
thank you very much.
Helping friends is always good, even if they're not technically family.
Yes, indeed.
And swing that sucker back around.
Look at that. Very nice. All right. Yeah. Ask Away this Friday. I'll see you then. And Dana and I will be back together to see you again in 2 weeks for another Trek Reluctantly. So,
woohoo! Also, leave me comments.
Yeah.
Even if it's just
leave Dana comments.
Here. Love that. Love that stuff.
Bye,
everybody.